Hello everyone, I'm excited for another fun day of art. Today is going to feel really messy, but actually stay pretty clean, which also is kind of nice too. It's a fun way to be able to paint without all the worry about getting paint everywhere. So what we're going to be making are these really beautiful, almost like stained glass tie-dye looking pieces of artwork. Now yours can be any shape that you want. So maybe you cut out your paper like the sun or a rainbow. I chose to do a heart, and I actually even chose, because I love writing letters to people and giving people cards and making them feel warm and happy. So I actually even decided to make mine, oh, it's getting a little stuck here, into, let's rip that part, there we go, so that it's a card. Just be careful if you do this to have it dry, maybe opened up first. So mine opens up like that, so I can write it as a card to somebody. So here's the first steps. We can use quite a few of our pieces of white paper for this project. Of course, we're going to just start with one, but then you can continue making more and more and more as you go along. What I did to make this one here was I folded my paper in half because I knew I wanted mine to be a card. Once again, they don't have to be cards though. So you could just draw, maybe you draw a puppy onto your piece of paper and you cut that shape out. You could even just leave it as a piece of paper and put it right in the bag that way. So really there's lots of options, and you as the artist get to decide how you'd like it to look. But I'm going to do another one of these heart cards, because that way I can write them to a whole bunch of friends and family. So I'm drawing kind of like a triangle shape, an arch triangle shape in the middle, skipping some space here because I know I need that for it to be connected. So I got to save that. And then I'm going to bring down the sides of it here, like that. Okay? So now I've got my heart ready to go, and I just need to cut it out. So whatever shape you're choosing to do, or once again, if you just want to have it as a rectangular piece of paper, all of that works. So you get to choose as the artist for this project. Okay, cut that part. Let's get the center. Always remembering, if you do want it to be a card, there's going to have to be some parts that stay connected so that the back part doesn't drop off. I wouldn't want that to happen. Alright, last bit, turning the corner, and there we go. Now my shape is ready for paint. So I'm going to pick whichever colors of paint. If you've got extras at home that you want to use, really any acrylic paints work well for this. So I'm just choosing the three colors that I happen to have. So they're different shades of kind of pinks and magentas and reds. And I'm going to just kind of randomly put spots of it all over my image that I've cut out. I'm going to do a few less of the darker ones. There we go. Do 3 of the dark one there. And then we'll go to the lightest color. This one's called Rose Purple, and it's very beautiful. So I'm going to do a few more of the lighter color. A little bit more there. Okay? And there's no like exact science behind this, no real rhyme or reason. As long as you kind of have spots of color scattered throughout, it should work perfectly fine. Alright, your next step is going to be to take a plastic bag. Obviously I've already used mine, but this will show you can use it over and over again, which is kind of fun. And like I said, you can use more than one of your pieces of paper for this project, because you could actually make a whole bunch of these. So I'm going to open it up so that my painting will fit inside of it. So I'm just going to take and put my painting right on inside. And now this is important. Make sure you zip that closed, because otherwise paint's going to come squirting out the sides, and we don't want that. Now this is the really fun part. This is where you get to squeeze it around in there. So So move your hand around, you can kind of feel it underneath, which is fun, having that like tactile experience. Usually we use our paintbrushes, right, to paint stuff. We often don't really use our fingers for that. So it's kind of fun to get that experience of feeling the paint squish under our hands without the mess, right? That's nice too. I'm sure the adults in the houses will appreciate that too, being able to have the fun with very minimal mess here. So this is just a fun project to even, you know, if you ever need to make somebody a card, this is a real easy, fun way to be able to do that. Or just to make some really cool, abstract kind of looking prints. Another thing I like to do is kind of take at the end, I'll drag my fingers around it, and that can kind of lead to some cool designs in there. So you can kind of see that. And maybe I go like this and add to that heart shape. That could be kind of cool. So let's see what it turns out like. This is part of the magic, is that you never actually really know how it's going to look until you take it out. And sometimes if you don't necessarily, if it didn't like cover the way you wanted it to, or if it just doesn't look quite the way you want, you can always add some more paint and stick it back in and have some more fun. All right, so this is the part that can get a little bit messy. So sometimes an adult helping with this part can be good, depending on your comfort with paint. Take that out. There we go. Look at that. It's all cool and like tie-dye, sponge paint looking. You can even take in, if you need to fix up a couple spots, you can do that. Or once again, you can actually add more paint and stick it back in and do something else as well. Now I've learned since the last one that I might want to dry this one opened up like that so it doesn't dry together. Okay, even the back side looks really cool, doesn't it? All sponge paint looking. It's almost like a two-sided card now. Anyway, so once again, you can make as many of these as you want to and have some fun with it. I can't wait to see how these turn out. And then one more plug for if you are able to and want to, feel free to go on into our slides, into the Hall of Art, find a frame and put your first name and last initial on there, and feel free to upload those pictures to our slides so that we can all share what we're up to with our classmates. All right, you guys, have fun with this.